101. Now, I want to thank everybody who listened to the first part 1 fundamentals, where we went over the 6 different fundamentals, which were movement, pressure and punishing. We had grab combos, follow-ups. We had another one was, if I remember right, let's see. Oh yeah, ledge play, edge guarding, recovering, being unpredictable. So like the fundamentals of Smash. So I got some, I don't know, I want to say some criticism on the last video, some welcomed criticism, which was that the gameplay was too loud. So hopefully you'll see that the gameplay is not as loud, and that the mic definitely has more sound, and this video works well. And for this video, I just randomly put a CPU on. I have it set to FD and a cloud admin training mode. And I'm going to be showing you some more terminology, some more fundamentals in this video. Hopefully, you learned something from it. And once again, if you have anything you want me to do in the future, just comment. And please like and subscribe. And here we go. So, some of the things I didn't really discuss in the last video, and these are more towards the entire FGC, the fighting game community. The first one, which is, this is all going to go into movement, these first ones, honestly. So when I'm thinking movement, I'm thinking footsies, I'm thinking spacing, timing. I guess whiff punishing goes into whiffing itself. But let's talk about footsies. What are footsies? It kind of is what it sounds like. Footsies would be, a ground-based idea. So, like, we're both on the ground, me and Isabel here. And footsies are a way to get me to move with whatever it is I got to move with. Right? Maybe I do a dash, turnaround, pivot, side B, right? And I'm getting the Isabel to overextend. I'm getting Isabel to make a mistake on the ground. So footsies is a ground-based movement strategy. So when you hear people talk about footsies, they're saying, well, what does this person do on the ground that gets you to expose yourself? So like if I'm running at this Lucina and I go to up smash her, well, what happens if the moment I go to up smash, right? And let's say I'm standing where Cloud is, and Isabel comes to up smash me. I dash away, and then as she up smashes, so she will up smash right here, and I move away, and she now has the ability to be punished, right? So like, I would have, baited that. Or let's say like I walk towards her, and this is something that you see a lot with like Snake and Mario, even Cloud. And other characters with decent grabs, you walk towards them, you turn around, right? Walk and turn around. You see this a lot at the edge too, right? You see someone walk towards the edge, turn around, and then bam, hit you with a forward smash. So like you're feigning, you're almost like a weaving in and out type of thing. So this is one of my more favorite tools to use, the turnaround forward smash, or the turnaround up tilt. Turn around forward tilt's really good with Cloud. So that would be footsies, and that goes into spacing. Spacing is an element that you have to practice. So like it's one thing to know what your opponent's going to do. It's another thing to space it properly. Spacing would be how you set up your move set against your opponent in terms of the dimensions, the 2 dimensions. Your points of attack and their hitboxes, or where their hitbox is located and where your hitbox is located, stuff like that. So like right now, my spacing is terrible. I mean, it's not going to hit her. Notice how like my neutral air will not hit her. So my spacing is just a little off. I get a little closer, and I throw out my neutral air just a little lower. I might be able to hit her. I'm still a little off. Right, but I go just a little closer, just a little nudge, and I should be able to, as I'm landing, there you go, get the first hit on her. Right, so spacing is a big deal, because the pixels, you'll see, we call it micro spacing, in these pros will do. They're so good, they know the pixel, like the tip of their hitbox, the last pixel that it could possibly hit with. And they're so good at hitting with that. And what that allows you to do is it gives you a better chance that should you miss, it doesn't get punished. Or if you throw out an attack, it keeps you safe. So there's nothing better in this game than just be able to throw an attack like Cloud's forward air, right? You'll see like a lot of Clouds just do like a jump landing forward air. and like it's not even hitting, but why they throw it out? So should your opponent walk towards you, they'll walk into this very large hitbox, and as you're landing with it, it keeps you safe. So you'll see that on a video that we're about to upload with Simon, where I play for 2.5 hours straight against Simon. I try to learn how to play this matchup because I've never really played a good Simon up to this point. I've played against bad Simons and at the best average Simons, but never a really good Simon who knows their spacing, how far to stand away when throwing out a move, so that only the tip hits, or like make sure that, like, let's say a down tilt, right? So like I could throw out a forward and let's say it whiffs, or it hits, and then I can down tilt after it, and then follow it up with a short hop up air, not a full hop, because then my character would be out of position. Like right there, that was bad. So if I do this, I want to short hop it, get underneath them. So like where you are spatially relates to your opponent. This is something you have to work on every day. And this is a very matchup specific thing too. So like when I was playing Simon, I learned that I really have to stay like this far away from Simon if Isabella was Simon. And then I have to pick my points when Simon's in the air. That's when I'm dashing in, up tilting, dashing in, getting my up airs, up smashes, getting those grab combos, and so on and so forth. So that would be spacing. That would also go into movement, honestly. We have things like another, I guess, movement would be shimmying. And this one, I first learned when I started playing Injustice, honestly. People would say, oh, shimmy your opponent, like whenever they have a command grab. Because I'm just used to spot dodging or rolling to get out of things. And so command grabs will be able to grab your shield, right? And so you can get away from most command grabs just by spot dodging. You can't, like Wario's bite, you can't get past. So what is a shimmy? A shimmy is when you predict a grounded attack, like a grab, or in this case a forward tilt from him, or a jab, like a low hit, right? A medium to low hit. You have lows, mediums, and highs, right? So low, medium, and then high hits. These would be more like an anti-air, but it'll be high, and these are kind of like overheads, and that kind of makes sense. They come out over their head, right? Now in certain games like Injustice or Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, overheads can only be blocked high, and lows can only be blocked low. That's not really prevalent in this game. As long as you have a hitbox, you can get hit. Your shield is what prevents you. But a shimmy still has the same basic idea. And how do you shimmy? You jump. You predict when your opponent throws out an attack. So should Isabel throw out an attack and I'm in the air, I have advantage. So I can come down with the forward air, with the neutral air, with the downer. I can come down and grab them out of it. I can get that tomahawk in and get that free grab and set up some kind of punish. Shimmying is something that is once again set up by full hops and short hops, and this is something that I tried doing against Simon a lot last night, and particularly against Simon it was ineffective because he has a neutral air and he was very patient. So shimmying wasn't too useful at times. There were times when he got behind me and he grabbed me and I tried to shimmy, but he just had large hitboxes. So then in my mind I'm like, alright, so shimmying isn't something I will use against this particular opponent. Okay, so we got through those three things so far. We got through footsie, spacing, and shimmying. So something else I want to talk about, and I mentioned it, but I didn't really talk about it with Ridley, which was anti-airs. If you know your opponent is always jumping in the air and always throwing out these large hitboxes, Cloud is going to be harder to do this too because there's hitboxes that go underneath them, but you can run underneath, up tilt. There are moves that we call anti-airs. So if an opponent jumps in the air, and these are going to be mostly your up smashes. Mario has it. A great anti-air with his up smash. Cloud's up smash is huge. He also has a running forward tilt, and that's great to get underneath and get that punish. Even a short hop up air at times. So this is how you catch your opponent. When you see that your opponent jumps a lot and they just do it robotically, you know, they're not really thinking. They're like, oh, I'm just going to abuse this short hop. Then what you do is you just get below them, and then you just throw out an anti-air. And everybody has a different anti-air. And like I said, Clouds is his up tilt or his up smash, and I'd say the universal move is the up smash. Honestly, Isabel's up smash is kind of weak. Hers is going to be her up tilt. Same with like Villager, it's going to be the up tilt. Those are great anti-airs. Okay, so now that we get past that, the next thing I kind of want to talk about is this is going to go into pressure and punishing. So what's a whiff punish? What's corner pressure, and what's stage control? So whiff punishing. Whiff punishing is when your opponent throws an attack and it misses. So like if I throw a smash it and it missed, well, this Isabel should be able to punish me. Most characters have an ability to whiff punish, and I would say at low percents, the best thing you can do to whiff punish is to grab your opponent and go for the guaranteed follow-ups with his, like, for Cloud it'd be his down throw to forward tilt, you know? And at higher percents, like right now I'm at mid percent, it would probably be a forward air, so I could follow it up with another forward air or a forward air, and then turn around back air, right, and catch their jump. So like forward air, keep following it up, and move it with an attack. And as I'm hitting, so like, okay, here's a good whiff punish, right? So she just threw out a smash, or she threw out a grab, and I'm landing with my forward air. I can follow it up with a side B, right? Now I can follow up with another one, right? So like you're trying to follow it up with something that helps you to put them off the edge, to get that pressure, to get extended pressure. Now you're not going to know what they are when you first start the game. The more you practice, you're going to see, okay, when I'm practicing my fluidity and my motion, I've learned that if I back air, like if I do like a falling back air, and maybe I can follow it up with another back air, like I jump out and boom, and then I got the kill. Obviously, I killed myself there because I would never go that deep with Cloud unless it was the last stock, and I was like, I'm going to get this. I'm going to commit, you know what I'm saying? But it happens, you know, like I could be on stage, like, let's see, put it right in the middle. So like I can be dancing around her shield, and I can come after her with the dash attack. Right, so that would be like a whiff punish. Wait for them to throw out attack. And I'm going to say, like, one of my main strategies is to get them to throw something out and to punish it. And when I'm going for that last hit, I'm trying to not be the one that gets whiff punished. I'm trying to let you be the one that throws something out. And most of the time when I lose, it's because I threw something out and I got punished for it. And that cost me the stock. So you really have to learn patience and how to how to pressure somebody, get up close, throw out these large hitboxes, these safe hitboxes. And just to get them to do something instead, because make them fear, like, oh, when is he going to come? And he's going to go backwards, or he's going to go forward, and he's going to land with it. Perfect example you'll see when I upload the Simon video is I was playing the Simon with my Cloud, and I just did short hop over the get up attack, and I killed with the short hop forward air. I just waited for him to throw out something, and he killed himself. Well, I didn't kill himself. I ultimately did it, but I felt like I just did nothing. I just jumped and he ran into it, which is how I feel a lot of the times, honestly. Against great players, you got to learn matchup specifics, though. So let's talk about stage control. The best character with the best stage control in the game is hands down Snake. That is why I use him. I love stage control. I just intuitively understand how somebody wants to move around grenades, mortars, Nikitas, C4s. I dedicated myself for years just to see all the different patterns that people would take. How if they jump over, if they're afraid of touching grenades, if they're not afraid of touching grenades, then that means I have to be able to place them at certain parts, so that way if I were to throw out a move and get punished, or if I whiff a move, I have a grenade to cover me. With Cloud stage control, it all comes down to this move, that move, and that move, honestly, because you know that you're always ready to get attacked if you're like this close to them. But if you're this far away, you're in your green zone. You're too far away. But I mean, with a projectile, you really have the ability to force someone to come towards you, and that's the great thing about projectile characters in this game. Characters like Ike and Lucina, they don't have projectiles. Donkey Kong doesn't have a projectile, so it's harder for them to keep that stage control and the vision of having a projectile. They keep it more so staying in the center, throwing out hitboxes, getting those grabs, get those grab combos in, putting them off stage. Now that's the best way to get stage pressures, getting them off stage. And you'll see that some characters thrive on the edges, and that's where they want to live. Like Bayonetta loves getting people off stage. At least that's how it was in Smash 4. Cloud is decent off stage. You really have to take a lot of practice right now. I'm practicing this as my edge guard, and I'm starting to get good at it. So as she comes up, I'm going to hit her like that and try to edge guard her. stage control is something that you have to remember. Try to always keep center stage. Another thing about stage control too, like let's say I'm at a high percent, and I know that Isabel, she kills me with her forward smash, or she can get me with the sweet spot of her forward air or back air. That means she kills horizontally. You have to understand which way that these characters kill, horizontally, vertically. So like Cloud loves to kill horizontally most of the time, but he's got a good up smash that he can kill you up the top, but it's going to take high percents for that to work. So if I know that Isabel's looking to kill me horizontally, I'm trying to try and put as much horizontal distance between me, the edge over there, and if I get, let's say Isabel hits me right now, I get knocked that way, and I have all this stage to recover. So stage control also puts you in position so that if you get punished, you are more likely to survive because I have all this range to get hit with. I'm not going to roll behind her now. And now look, I'm right next to the edge, so I'm way more likely to die at that case. But you have to understand that when you have stage control, like Isabel's right there, your opponent wants to roll in. Your opponent wants to get back towards the center, jump over, or air dodge through, and hopefully not get punished. If you understand that your opponents are looking for this, you are looking for it, and you're anticipating now. You're not reacting. Reacting is incredibly difficult because not all of us are 16 and have perfect reaction times, you know? So if you know that your opponent's wanting to roll or throw out to get back to normal because, oh, they're at, you know, let's say the Isabel isn't at 55, but 79 and ready to, and forward smash can kill. Well, okay, I'll just turn around. I'll just wait. I'll do like one of these little footsie things. I'll just come up to her. Oh, psych, not doing nothing, and just turn around. Or I just throw out a nice aerial, which has a lot of range. I'll just space properly, and should she try to roll, I'll just weave back and throw it out, and then it'll knock her forward. So that's another thing that I like to do, right? So, or you can just do a little short hop down air if that's something that you can react to. And that has a nice hitbox on, although I'm not a fan of that because if you miss, you're getting punished. At least with the forward air, and when you land with it, you have the ability to spot dodge right after or roll should you miss. So the last one was, I think, we said stage corner pressure, and I guess that goes into stage control, which we just talked about it. Key corner pressure. When you have corner pressure, you want to press this advantage as much as possible. However, last night when I played against that Simon, once again you'll see this video uploaded next. That Simon, I could not, for the life of me, for the first 2 hours, figure out how to punish his corner pressure with Ike. It took me forever. So finally, I just figured that this character is one of those characters that, especially online, where it's incredibly hard to react to a get up or a drop down. Like, you have so many options, right? So you can get up off the edge, you can roll onto the edge. And online, it was so incredibly difficult against this Simon because his forward air has so much range. Like, it would hit literally like right from the edge. It would hit like right here, which is incredibly far. Like, my forward air only goes like right here. Simon's, oh my god, he could stand in the middle of this stage, forward smash right here, and have it go all the way to the other edge. So like where I'm standing now, his forward smash goes to the edge. So like he has amazing stage control because his range of his aerials is unlike I've ever seen in any Smash character. But his corner pressure was extremely hard for me to get down. So like with Cloud, what I would do is I would just throw out these, because he would just stay at the edge. So, you know what? I'm going to force him to get off, force him to get up to do this. Now, sometimes you would see me come off and I would do like one of these things, or I tried running off back airing, and then up B towards the edge to get back. It never hit, but there will be a time where I'll stay here. He'll lose invincibility, because when you grab the edge, you have invincibility. Like, you see me blinking when I grab it? That's invincibility. You cannot be hit out of it. So wait for it to stop blinking, then you get hit. So I have to learn how to just time that and then run off back air, and that would help with that corner pressure, force them back on the stage. Something else I should have done, ledge trump. So if they're grabbing the edge, run off, and then get that ledge trump, pop them off. And you can DI your ledge trump, which direction you go, high, mid, low on this game, which not a lot of people have practiced at this point. With Snake, I'm way better at it because he's my, I've just put too much time in the game. I will literally, I'll pop a mortar out, I'll pop a grenade out, I'll jump down, I'll do a down B and drop a C4 and just send out a bunch of hitboxes and a bunch of explosions and try to force you to not stay there. And everybody has their own form of ledge pressure. And that would be a more character-specific thing that I can get into when I start doing character-specific videos, or just learning that character. I talked about mix-ups. in the last one, in the idea that don't be predictable. Don't always do the same thing. Like, don't always be doing forward airs, because you can get hit by an anti-air. Somebody can run under you. Somebody can shield it, roll behind you. Somebody can air dodge through it. Or if they have a projectile, just throw out a projectile and hit you. So keep in mind that you don't want to become too repetitive in nature unless it's just working. If it's working, don't stop. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to talk about 2 more things. No, I say we'll do 3 more things. Air to air. Air to air is if you're playing it's the opposite of footsies, actually. Footsies, all ground, air to air, all air, right? So if I'm in the air and I love my aerials, how do I beat you? So like yesterday when I was playing Simon, his aerials were just ridiculously long. They had so much air control that I had to jump with him about this far away from Isabel, and I had to kind of like stop. I had to make my aerials unpredictable and then dash in. So I had to mix air to air with my footsies, and that's what you're going to have to learn how to do. What's the percentage of airs to air to footsies are you going to have to play versus certain characters? Now, like Isabel's going to want to use her short hop, forward airs, back airs, or she reads your full hops. She'll hit you with her slingshot. So like that's what she's looking for, and to stay on the ground and pivot grab you, because she has a net in a way, and it's my pivot grab is only as far as my hand, but if you have an extension, which is her net, it's even farther. So she's going to try to get you to come in. She's never going to approach you as a character, unless she's trying to punish you in some way. So her whole game is footsies mixed with spacing via air to air. So with Cloud, you really have to learn how to get in, shield, jump over her attacks, get behind her, use your aerials to get underneath her, punish her, and as she's recovering, try to beat her off the edge, because she really isn't that good at the edge. She has a great recovery, but she doesn't. Her recovery has no hitbox on it. So like if I hit her off the edge, let's see if I can get her to get off the edge, and I'll try to do this to her. You'll see that it has no hitbox to it. Like if I get hit by those balloons, it does not hit me. Characters like Rosalina and Luma, they're easy to edge guard because their up Bs don't have a hitbox, but Lucario's does, and it can kill. Snakes is easy enough to hit, but you have to know when to, or how fast to get out there, and just your movement has to be crisp and fluid enough to put you in the situation to succeed. Which goes into things like baiting. How do you bait somebody? And this is going to be very, very player-based. You have to gauge your opponent. Are they new? Have they never seen certain tactics before? Like the footsie thing. Then maybe they've never seen this before. Oh, they turn around, like you walk towards them, and they throw out an attack. Well, new players will just, oh, they're in front of me, I'll attack them, I'll just throw a jab, I'll throw tilts, I'll throw smashes. Now, the more smashes that they throw out and miss, the more noobish they are as a general rule. It's like, I would bait them by going, oh, walking in, and then let them throw something out, and then boom. Or just get underneath them, and then jump out. And now, I play this Nest player, and you'll see he's actually on the channel that I just uploaded. His name is Alvaro. He's a Nest player. One of my favorite things to do to bait him out is to jump in front of him and land right here, and he rolls every time. And every time I'm here, I'm just baiting it and just trying to punish it. And one day he's going to stop rolling, and he's going to come and he's going to try something new. He's going to mix it up. So instead of where Isabel is, instead of rolling behind me, with Ness, he'll jump this way and he'll try to come out the forward air or something, or he'll just double jump trying to come out, or he'll just jump side B and throw that PK fire down and try to pressure me. So like there's so many more options that he has. But baiting is what can I do to my opponent to get them to throw something out and for me to be able to whiff punish it. And every character has a different bait game. Snakes is like one of the most unique in the entire cast. And I would say Cloud is really based on his aerials. Can I get you to throw something out? Or can I feign? Oh, okay, here's one of the best baits in the game. I see this only by people who are experienced. So this right here, right? Oh, I'm coming in, and right before I hit you, oh, I jump out. Oh, I jump out. And if you do anything, any kind of attack or spot dodge, boom, and I come right back in and I hit you. Now, if you watch Melee, you'll see The Captain Falcons do this all the time, and they'll come down with an aerial, like an up air, and then they'll just juggle the crap out of you. If you go watch a Fatality, there's a clip with him where he's playing this Rob, and he lands with his first hit of his neutral air, boom, and he follows it up with a knee in the air, and he kills this Rob, and it was a beautiful combo. I think it made like the Even Matchup Gaming, EMG, their combo of the week. And they were like, this is the one. And it was good. And so that was just the practice of the fake out with the jump. That's one of my favorite and the most commonly used baits in the air, honestly, is jumping at them and then jumping away. Jump at them and then jump out and jump out. Now, I tried to do this versus Simon last night, but once again, we've been playing for 10 years. So he knows, like, I'm trying to play these mind games, and as long as you stay patient, it won't work. Or you recognize it, and the moment I jump, I'm open. So there is a weakness to it. So if this Isabel was like, oh, he's not going to hit me, this Isabel can set up, just jump forward air, or just come underneath me and wait for me to land and punish my landing, or just run underneath as I'm landing and shield grab me or something. So like I said, it does have its weaknesses, and there's a lot of reactions that's going to go on to it, but the more you play this game and the more you try it, the more situations you put yourself into, just keep practicing, see what works, see what doesn't, and you're going to find that it works against some people and doesn't work against other people, and you just have to put that into your toolkit, gauge the player. And you really got to learn how to gauge the player. That's another fundamental, honestly. How good are they? What can and what they won't fall for, which goes into conditioning. Conditioning is something that it needs its own video. Conditioning is getting your opponent to believe that you always do something, or most commonly do something, and then you put them into the same situation, and then you do something completely different. So, like, if I'm always falling with a forward air on this Isabel, like, I'm always jumping, and you're like, oh my goodness, this Cloud, all he does is forward air. All right, I got to learn how to, and you're in game, and you're trying to learn how to beat this move, because it's really good, it's spacing-wise, you don't want to get hit by it, and all of a sudden, I don't forward air, and I drop down and grab you. I have conditioned you to wait for the aerial, or conditioned you to shield. I have forced you, because of my movements, to expect something. So, like, and I always roll behind and grab you. You're like, and finally, 2 or 3 times in, you're like, hey, not gonna happen again, buddy. The pros, they let it happen 1 to 2 times at most, and they won't fall for it again. And if you watch these best of 5 sets, you can see the evolution of these top tier players shedding these bad habits, or these conditioned habits that their opponent has given them, or forced upon them, rather. Other players might take 10 times. When you're learning a match, I'm that kind of person that when I'm learning a matchup, I have to keep getting beat by it, because I have to figure out what works, and I'm going to try everything in my arsenal, everything I can think of. Say, oh, what do I do in this situation? I'm always getting hit by this move no matter what I do, so what can I do differently? And I'll just try as many different things as possible. All right, then these 5 things will work. All right, cool. So any one of them will work. They'll be my 5 mix-up for the situation. Right? So, like, right there, I've learned that if I down tilt somebody and then I up tilt them and I follow up and up tilt, that works. But I've also learned that at low percents, it's better to down tilt to up tilt. So, like, I was playing somebody last night, and this is how I conditioned them. And it was a funny conditioning. I would down tilt them, and I'd try and follow them up with an up air. And after, like, the second time, I realized that Simon has the ability to drift out of this down tilt after I hit him, and he can drift out and hit me with an aerial as I'm throwing out this up air. I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait to really punish this hard. I'm going to make him think that it works, because it works if I were to follow up this down tilt with an up air. So what I did on his last stock, I did this, and I just waited, and I hit him probably 3 times at the up tilt, and I got an extra 2 moves out of it, because I had conditioned him to think I was going to up air after a certain move. Or if I hit a back air, always, like right here, hit a back air, always come at him with a dash attack. Well, eventually they'll catch on to that. Maybe they DI away, so I'll hit him with a back air, and I'll run in and I'll grab them. Backer, run in and grab them. So sometimes too, you'll see somebody run in, grab, and they spot dodge, and you're like, every time they spot dodge, I whiff and they punish me, right? Well, in this case, maybe instead of running at them and just grabbing, I'll run at them, I'll run past them, and I'll pivot grab them. Or I'll run at them, and I'll charge a smash, wait for them to come out of their spot dodge, and then hit them with it. That's one of my favorite things to do. There was a Game & Watch player a few years ago that he was a good friend of mine, and his name was Will. He was the master of this. That was his favorite thing. And so I kind of took that from him, the run-up, up smash. And with Game & Watch, that was like his best kill move. So that was amazing. So those are the fundamentals of the game. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later, guys.